Hello, welcome to another episode of A Few Minutes with Marvin. I inspire those who aspire to make positive changes in their lives. And are attachment issues keeping you stuck unknowingly? Are they blocking you on your spiritual path from receiving new and beautiful things that you're trying to manifest? It's a strong possibility. Yeah. Attachment is such a broad subject. Each one of us is attached to something in our own unique way, whether it be to a partner, to a friend, to a boyfriend, girlfriend, But you can also be attached to certain things, money being the first and foremost, right? But also things that you're not willing to give up. Those types of attachments are what I'm going to be focusing on in this video. The attachments that you're not aware are keeping you back, right, on your spiritual journey. That in some way, shape, or form are blocks to getting what you really, really want. You may say, but how can that be? Well, because everything is energy. Even things that we consider, to be, material possessions, televisions, cars, your favorite shoes, your favorite jewelry, your favorite crystal, your favorite tarot card deck, right? In spirituality as well. Your favorite yoga mat. How can those simple little things be holding you back? It's a good question. We don't think about that on a spiritual journey, right? And most people that we listen to on YouTube or Facebook and Instagram don't often cover this topic because they may be unaware as well. I became aware a few years ago that I needed to start decluttering and just letting go a lot of things without realizing, whether they're attached to me. It's just first off, they don't resonate. And I'm sure you've already done that on your spiritual awakening journey. We all do. Things that don't resonate, we just start pushing aside, giving away, donating, throwing away in some cases, right? But it's those other things that we are so reluctant to give up. Because, let's face it, we've given up so much already, or we think we've given up so much, right? That's our ego saying, oh, I already gave up some friends, and I gave up alcohol, and I gave up meat in some cases. I gave this up or that up. How much more do I have to give up? That's the ego. If you're asking yourself the question, how much more do I have to give up? Then there's a block there somewhere. There's resistance and then there's an attachment. And throughout our journey, right, and especially in the beginning, we want to really just go all in and get rid of stuff, right? And we think that we're, if we give this up and we lose that person, and we grieve about it, right? Because it's a process. We have compassion and kindness towards ourselves when we do these things. But it's in those moments where we don't want to give up something. We have to realize that may be a block, right? That's you saying, no, I've given up enough. Enough's enough. And guess what? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Because we're still in this human vehicle, right? It's our vehicle that carries our divine light. And this vehicle has needs too, and we've been programmed by our society, by our parents, by their parents, by schools, everything, right? Everything is in our subconscious in some way, shape, or form have helped us form attachments to things. Especially if you have a lot of siblings, right? and then you didn't want to share your things. It became mine. This is mine, right? This teddy bear that I got, in 1985. I've had it ever since. I'm not getting rid of that. Why not? What is so vital about having that teddy bear with you? That security blanket? What is it protecting you from? Why are you so attached? It can be many reasons. Many reasons. And here's a good way for you to know that. It's not about getting rid of that teddy bear. It's not about throwing it in the garbage or burning it, right, in a pile, right, releasing it as a spiritual ritual. And it's not passing it on to the next generation, right? Although, you can do that, and that's a nice tradition. Write down why it is that you feel you need this teddy bear. And write down what it's meant to you, right? So you can be grateful for it. So you can see clearly why you needed this object in your life and what it represented to you. Whether it was a person that gave it to you, how you received it, whether it was the first thing you ever bought with the money in your piggy bank, however it came to you. Write it down. And write down the joy that it brought to you, or the security that it brought to you, or the strength that it brought to you, and why, in those instances, you were attached to that object when you needed it most, or what it means to you. It's really important. Go ahead and write this down, and then next to it, write down what will happen to you in your life if that teddy bear is no longer there. Not that you never had it, but what happens if you decide there's some kind of energetic block here for me, right? It's keeping me attached to my past traumatic childhood, or a bad situation, or domestic violence situation, or bad parent situation, or alcoholic situation, whatever the trauma is that's keeping you, or it's just the happiest time of your life, right? If that object represents the happiest time you've ever been in your life, that's an energy that's holding you back. Because what's keeping you from having that same happy life now? These are the things you have to recognize that are in these objects. Whether it be that car, is it a status symbol? It's an ego thing, right? That you have to have that car, or the latest gadget, iPhone, this tablet. They're all material things, but we become attached to them for some reason. There's always an underlying reason. So, if you already have something that you're attached to, now start looking, right? Create a little list. Look around your room, and if there's something that you look at and say, oh no, I can't get rid of that, whether it be a crystal or something, spiritual related, some kind of driftwood or something, or painting that your child gave to you, or a picture of a passed on loved one, somebody that was so dear to you, that you have to memorialize them and put them on an altar and thank them and remember them, right? That's an attachment. So right next to what kept you attached to this thing, right, to begin with, write, what if you did let it go? What's going to happen to my life? Based on what you wrote that this thing represented to you. Whether it be a parent, right? If it's a passed on parent, and you're keeping that photograph, and every time you look at that photograph, you either cry or you laugh, right? What are you looking for in that photograph? The memories that may be an attachment, not only to you, but to that beautiful soul who passed on, who completed its journey in this present moment. Whether they took the lessons or not with them, that's their experience. But are you now holding them from their next experience? You might want to think about that a little bit, because those objects have a vibration, have an energy, and the more that you keep yourself attached to them, the more you're keeping another being from moving on, right? Not that they're attached to you at the hip, but you're now keeping them there. They want to move on. That, they served you and their purpose here. Now you can serve them by letting them go and detaching. And the point of all this, and why it's so important for you to recognize that you are attached to something, is so that you can free yourself. Because this journey, this spiritual awakening journey, is about freeing yourself from the bonds that keep us tied here. Yeah, we all have missions, right? We all have our soul purposes and life missions. And we're honoring those. And some of them are, childhood traumas, some of them are generational curses and past life trauma, things that need to be healed. But just know that you're such a powerful being that once you set the intentions to heal those, they're healed. Now you're the only one keeping them there, right? Because that's an attachment. Because you feel that, I didn't do enough. Why not? Why don't you feel you did enough? That's the attachment. You're attached to these things because you feel that they make you complete in some way, shape, or form. And not to diminish what their meanings are to you, but at some point you've got to say, thank you. I release you. Thank you for the service that you provided me. Thank you for the security you provided, me. Thank you for the companionship, right? It could be a pet. It could be a friend. It could be a family member. But it could also be that blanket that you've kept around all your life. When is it time for you to detach from it with love and gratitude? Thank it for the service that it provided you. But now you can do those things for yourself, right? And if you need to buy a new one, now it shouldn't be an attachment thing, but it'd be something that you want, right? But now, the only energy going to be attached to that one is yours. It's not going to be a trauma event. It's not going to be somebody that gave it to you that passed away, the memory, right? You have to detach yourself from those things. It's not about having or not having possessions. It's about the energy that those possessions are projecting onto you, or you projecting it onto them. It always is us, right? It's not the other object. It's our thoughts, our beliefs, our emotions, our ego that's saying, I need this, right? I've given up so much already. I need something. And yes, you do. You absolutely do. But recognize when you've gotten that something and now you're just holding on for dear life. You need to analyze, why are you holding on for dear life? Write it down. What does that represent to you? Is there somebody else that can help you? Anybody that you can confide in and be authentic with about this situation, and maybe they can give you some clarity, whether it be a friend or family member, community member, a Facebook friend, whomever. Or it can be a coach, or a psychiatrist, or psychologist, or any kind of therapeutic person. And I'm one of those people. I'm a spiritual transformation coach. I can certainly help you realize what it is beyond what you think you're holding on to this object for. What's the underlying cause, and what that attachment is holding you back from, right? If you practice the law of attraction and nothing's coming in, you're blocking it some way, shape, or form. And you need to start analyzing what it could be, whether it's your thoughts, whether it's your actions, whether it's your attitude, your emotions, or is it that picture of grandma who passed away some years ago, and every time you look at it, it makes you sad? Are you willing to let go of that picture, either to pass it on to somebody who will appreciate it just as you did, or do a spiritual ritual with it and burn it. That's a tough one. I've done that a lot throughout my spiritual awakening journey. In one of my other videos, I talk about soul contracts and things like that. And I received very clear messages from my soul that I needed to detach from certain people in my life. My mother, my father, my best friend, Teddy, who all passed away within a few years of each other. And what I did is I carried them everywhere I went. Pictures, I drew them. I had Teddy's ashes with me in a Jägermeister bottle because that's who he worked for, and that represented us somehow. And I just kept a lot of things that I moved around and set up altars for these beautiful souls, which is a beautiful thing, right? I did it with my heart and soul. But I got a clear message that said, you're holding these souls back because of this attachment that you have to them. And it took some doing, but I was able to process it. And you may or may not believe this, but I no longer have any pictures of anybody that I lost in my life or that I've moved on from. I don't even have really family pictures of any sort. And you might say that's so drastic. It can look that way, but to me it was the right thing, because I had energy connections with all of these things that I was just bringing along, and some of them weren't mine. I was like, why do I still have this? Oh, it's because it was given to me and I feel obligated to carry it along. Well, my soul said, no, you don't have to, and that's blocking you. So I've been giving up a lot of things, but gradually and naturally, and sometimes I just took piles of stuff and literally burned them, piles of stuff. And it was freeing for me, and it's emotional. I had to work through the emotions of it and give myself compassion and kindness, and know that I'm strong. And those energies were beautiful, and they're still around. I can call on Mom, Dad, and Teddy Mac anytime I want, knowing that that's not them anymore. I can call on their souls that I knew here in the physical as those people, right? Even the souls that are attached to those pictures or whatever. It's not the simplest thing to do in the world, but it's so freeing. And just look at it in two ways. You're freeing yourself and you're freeing them. And in cases of giving up something that, that's a social status, it's even more important for you to not downgrade, but don't give that thing so much importance that you can't live without it. That's the important message here. Anything that you don't think you can live without, you need to heal and detach from. I'm not saying you need to throw it away or get rid of it or sell it. Detach that energy of that need, right? Because you're giving that object your power. And that's through the attachment. So detachment can be just as powerful. You don't have to throw it away. You don't have to burn it. But don't give it that energy that's holding you back and holding the soul that was that picture back. Do that mindfully and take your time with it, right? Process it. I did it pretty fast. I wanted to just cut the ties, but that's not the right thing to do either, because you still have some practices like Ho'oponopono, which I give to my clients to help you, right? It's a forgiving statement from Hawaii. And it really is about forgiving yourself. Not that object, not that person, although you may see that as that person or that object that you need to forgive. Or even if you feel they wronged you, it's still you. So this is a powerful statement that you can use to heal yourself and to forgive yourself so you can cut those ties. It's all about those energetic cords that keep you attached. And just recently, as much as I thought I detached and let go, some new things came up that aren't new at all. It's just I've gotten rid of all the surface stuff. So now the stuff that was hiding, right, in the closets of my mind, wherever they stuck energies, right, those are hidden attachments. They don't want to be hidden. They want to stay hidden. But if they've got nothing left to hide behind, as you detach from other things, they come up. And here's an opportunity for you to heal them and do it with love and gratitude and release. You can do this. And it's not never ending, but it keeps coming up for me. So even though you've done so much already, there's still some little things that need your attention. And it's time to start being aware and paying attention to those little aches and pains that aren't little aches and pains. They go much deeper than that. So if you're ready to invest the time and energy and money in yourself, to seek somebody to help you do that, to help you realize what's still keeping you back and help you put the goals in place, achievable goals for you to slowly but mindfully start detaching from those energies. It'd be my honor to help you. Here's the link to my website. Give me a shout, and let's talk. Let's see if I'm the right fit for you, or if you're the right fit for me. But it's just a phone call, and you're worth it. So get on your road to detaching, right, from the things that are really holding you back, that you can live without. Trust yourself. Gain your strength and courage. You still live in this physical world, so yes, still love things, and still want to buy things, and still honor yourself by pampering yourself. But then just do it with detachment, with love. I did it. I'm grateful for it. Thank you. On to the next. You can still be here, but I'm not going to say that I need you so much, right? You're still here. It can be that easy, but it's going to take some work. So you're worthy of putting the work in for yourself. So learn how to detach today and have an amazing day.